Santos makes his debut and assists. Delap and Tyrique George score. Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And Chelsea, job done. We are through to the round of 16. Good news. That's the long and the short, as I told you in the intro. Plus, we got a little bit lucky. I don't know if we're lucky or not, but we're not coming in as playing against the supposed favorites, which are Bayern Munich. We're actually going to play against Benfica now, given how we qualified. And what's interesting is that whoever wins out of the Benfica-Chelsea match, in theory, plays against the winner of the two Brazilian teams, which again, we got spanked by Flamengo. So I'm not going to say that that's the easy one, but it's the easy given that it's not the European team. So Chelsea, if they do their job and they meet expectations, can and should be in the semifinals of this tournament. Let's get into this match and see how it went. Please subscribe so I can continue to make awesome content for you guys and watch these games, which honestly, except for the couple of moments of excitement that there was when Chelsea scored a couple of goals quickly, and towards the end, seeing all these debuts, that was exciting. In the last goal, happy to see Tyrique George score. It was it was getting Conference League vibes. It was a rough watch, but I'm here to watch it for you guys. So before the game starts, let's look at this lineup here real quick. And a lot of changes. Let me pull it up. The original lineup, we had Jorgensen in goal. Good thing he wasn't tested very much today, but I was excited to see him in goal. I'm just so Sanchez weary, like a lot of Chelsea fans are. So that was really cool. We love Josh a champong. So I always love seeing him. Gusto, I think, was thrown into left back, which was rough. Badishili terrifies us a little bit, but we're not that scared in these kinds of game. Toss in, big tall boy. Good to see him there. Lavia and Fernandez, some serious and heavy guns put into the game. A lot of players rested. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Blueberry Hill, the man himself, playing at the right wing. And Kunku as the 10, Medweki on the left, and Liam Delap, which I'm starting to fall in love with. That's how we lined up. It was really exciting. Of course, you guys see there's a 4-2-3-1, but we already know that that is a huge variation. Fernandez doesn't sit there. It's a 3 in the back. Some slight changes into the way we sort of played in the past. I think in the past game, we reverted back to Maresca classic, I think, and we got the B team vibes. So when it started, very happy to see the lap up front. Dewsbury Hall called to play. Man, that guy's been called into play a 5, an 8 now on the right, so that's exciting. And again, I felt a little nauseous to see Nkunku, but good to see some young players in there. I was kind of PO'd, to be honest, why Santos wasn't in there. I don't get it why he didn't start. And I felt a little bit bad for Gusto playing on the left, which raises questions about what are we going to do on the left back position moving forward. Should the cuckoo dog get some injuries or something happen to him? But there's nothing to comment actually on the first half. This might be a short video. I said most of it already, except for maybe describing the goal. Fernandez putting in a pretty great cross, and Tosin rises to the occasion. He's left for a free header. He's able to put it in. It's good to have that guy. Now, I was complaining about Rory Jennings, where he was saying that we need to sell him. You don't sell that kind of player. You need to bring in bigger players. We do need an amazing center back, a better goalkeeper. That's all true. But you need a lot of squad players, and I think Towson is definitely one of those. And I think Blueberry Hill, Drewsbury Balls, it's also that, because against lesser opposition, he does a lot of running in the field. Last year, he proved that he shows up when others didn't against the lesser opposition, the lesser cups. And Chelsea's going to have a lot of games next year. And I think he's happy to be there, man. And he knows the system. He knows the strategy. He knows Maresca ball. He's down, so I'm really happy that he's there. In any case, that was all she wrote in the first half, to be honest. Just the goal. And my notes here, Liam Delap, classy, impressive with his movements and his effort. Nothing new. We knew this. I actually think that we failed to find him, especially in Kunku a couple of times because he's always doing the run. He's bullying and pushing into the center back, dropping short, coming, running in behind, dropping short, coming in behind, doing on resetting his run between the different lanes. And that's just, if you just pay attention to that, I'd love to be at the stadium to see that because sometimes you don't get to see all the off the work ball off the ball work on TV, but it looks like he's doing a great job. He looked hungry and it was good. Madueke, again, it's kind of a Madueke thing. I don't know. I don't even want to like talking about it too much already, but he's committed, he's energized, and he tries and he tries and he tries. I still think against these really tight spots, he's struggling a little bit. And I think Dewsbury Hall wasn't bad, like I said. Fernandez, okay. Nkunku absolutely missing. I was watching this with Eunice Talks Football. Again, one of my inspirations. And a lot of folks in the watch along chat were talking about Nkunku's having a good game. I don't know what they were watching. I don't know what they were watching because against this level of opposition, sitting in the 10 position, which is supposed to be his, and he's a goal player, striker, and all this, he was unable to break through the lines at any given time. He gave up the ball quite easily. He wasn't able to put in many great passes. So I'm lost. As a matter of fact, a champong, and was able to break through some lines more than him throughout the game, and actually got a decent shot on target. Subs that we made from that original lineup that I showed you guys is Isugo coming in for Romeo Lavia. So great to see that young man come in. And Mark Gu is one of my favorite faves. You guys know Caicedo is my favorite fave of everything. But Gu is one of my guilty pleasures. That's inappropriate or disgusting. What I meant by that is I'm a real fan. I'm a real fan. I can see that guy going into a real number 9 and maybe even playing for Spain one day. I know it's super early and very young, but remember this day, I said it. You can humiliate me later when he's playing at Sexton United in the 7th division in Ireland or something. But I'm thinking in his late 20s, he can definitely be the number 9 for Spain because he's got great school from La Masia, from Barcelona. He got really good school and training. He does a lot of good work. I see him similar to Delap in the way that he resets his runs constantly and he presses the ball, although not as physical, maybe a little bit cleaner. He did had a shot to take on. He did take a shot on target. He was able to do the right run, come on through. Keeper closed him down a little bit. It wasn't that easy, but he wasn't able to score. And then Santos that came in for Enzo Fernández. So glad he's able to get a rest. We really need him rested for the big Benfica game, again, Benfica game is going to be Di Maria and Otamendi, which we managed are playing there. A couple of old folks, our wingers, I mean, better than our players overall their career, but not nowadays. And they're not nothing to be, they beat Bayern. So it's not going to be an easy game, but we have all our main players rested for that game. We should be able to win it. Although I think maybe a couple of players, it's hard to say in these matches, if they did a good job that warrants them to be considered for a position because they really didn't put up a fight. Our Tunisian brothers didn't put up a good fight. But in any case, everybody was really happy to see Andrey Santos come in and Tyrique George. Everybody loves himself some Tyrique George. And then minute 76, man, we don't know the rules of football sometimes. It was a soft penalty given to Chelsea. If you guys saw it, I don't know if you saw it. It was awarded and then the VAR took it away. Very questionable as always. And I'm going to read up on the rules, and I think that warrants a video on its own at some point, and analyzing the rule itself and how the VAR is interpreting. Sometimes they get instructions for the tournament, like specifically for the tournament at the beginning of the season, the Premier League, the Champions League. Like, what are we going to do in XY circumstance? But in this one, it was a shot that was going on target. It hit the guy's hand, and the penalty was given. Then it was taken away because it was said that his hand was in a natural position. I don't know, natural position, but sort of like here. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Was that or should that be a penalty? Was it given the rules? And if it wasn't, should it be or can it be? Because that little gray area is the one that kills us sometimes and kills the ref in the bar. What I hated most about that, not the confusion about, because it didn't matter. The game was won. We were good to go. But why? Oh, why? I don't like seeing Nkunku. I don't like his face anymore. And I feel so bad because I was really rooting for him. I was really excited when he came to the team. I was really excited for the longest time because I wanted him to do well. But man, he gives me nothing. So I felt he was going to miss it anyway. Like I said, overturned, it doesn't matter, which I don't understand there. And somebody smarter than me is going to have to tell me. You guys tell me in the comments. But the shot takes on, hits the guy hand, and hits the defender's hand, and it goes out. The bar, then they proceed. That stops the play. They don't play the next ball. They don't award the penalty. Why is that not a corner kick? Nobody mentioned that. The people that were, the pundits that were, commenting on the game didn't bring it up. I ask you guys, was that an error or mistake? Is that how it works? And they gave the ball back to our Tunisian friends, who the last time that they had a ball divided, I don't know if you saw that playing, the ball hit Nkunku, and they got a bounce ball, and they were, traditionally you give it back to Chelsea, they try to smart ass their way and play someone deep against the center backs, but fortunately nothing happened. That was some sketchy ass shit, my Tunisian friends. And then Mamadou Sarr came in for Malo Gusto, and that was that. I do want to speak about Liam Delap's goal because one, a nice little pass played into him, but he turns a defender beautifully, leaves another one planted, and then when he faces the keeper, he passed it into the goal. You guys tell me that wasn't delicious? Didn't smack it or whatever. It just it. People even thought it was like offside or there was a foul, or because he was just too smooth, too relaxed, and doop, tapped it in. And speaking of relaxed, the same thing with our friend Tyrique George, who takes a shot on target. They examined a couple of people. The goalkeeper, terrible, terrible, terrible. You're gonna have to stay in the States for a little bit. They might kill you in Tunisia. Although at that point the game was lost, but a terrible, terrible shot. But you got to take them. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, said Wayne Gretzky, or somebody in a movie that said that Wayne Gretzky said that. And Tyrique George certainly does it. So I'm happy to see him, that for him, the ball sort of trickles in. And that gives Andrey Santos not only a debut, but an assist. So, Brazilian brother, love it. Again, comfortable at the end of the game. Amazing job by Chelsea. Complete, pretty much a B team, except world champion Enzo Fernández. And that's it. Arguably Lavia and Tossin that gets some minutes. Everybody else was pretty much, we don't have a B team anymore, but there's definitely subs. We advance to the next round. Again, we get Benfica. Job done. Good job. I'm excited. I'm excited again, like I said, because this could actually be, like I mentioned before, we need to get past Benfica, and then we have to play one of the Brazilians, which we, on paper, should win. We're into a semifinal. And then, my dear Blues, we're just 2 matches away from being world champions. That little push, that little crazy effort at the end. It's going to be hard, these 2 games. Oh, two, one at a time. One at a time. Benfica is going to be hard. These people want these matches. You're getting good money per match one, no matter how tired or the temperatures or all this. And we definitely have to go for it. I'm really excited. Again, thank you to all the people, all the Chelsea players that played today. You guys did a great job. You controlled the match. You were very professional. You did it. We got away with no yellow cards. Nothing crazy, nothing weird. So that's really healthy and really good. We got some of the young people in. We got the new people in. So thank you for that. And to all the Chelsea fan, hang in there. Let's go for it. We're gonna win this one. Our boys are gonna win it for us. So as always, come on, you Blues.